Hi guys, it's Jody. Today's video, I want to kick it back a little old school blooming with a twist. I'm going to do a little twist with it, but I was playing around with my paint last week and I found one of my pieces that I actually saved from one of my probably the first year I was doing blooms. And when I say OG, I mean original, the way the blooms technique was originally intended. When I took the course, you know, you blow your bloom out and then you either spin it or tilt it and it kind of goes over the edges. But I added, if you can see, I added a little bit of, you know, my paint that was going down the sides. I didn't like how the middle was going and I didn't like this section. So this was well before I was even doing any kind of transfers or blooms. And I was looking at this piece and I'm like, gosh, I remember this color palette. This was my favorite color palette before my new favorite color palette. And I'm like, you know what, I've got these colors mixed up, let's just play around. So I did that last week and I kind of added, you know, some transfers from the runoff of the paint that was coming down and either drying downstairs right now. But this one was the original one that inspired me. So I want to go a little bit bigger. We're going to do two pieces today. I haven't done two pieces in a while, but I want to kind of do this where it's going over the sides, original style, but then we're gonna take the runoff paint and we're gonna kind of make ribbons. So we're gonna get that's the twist we're gonna use. So it kind of brings in kind of what I'm doing now. So that's what we're gonna do today. So let's go get started. All right, we are gonna go over the colors, the cell activator, and the pillow for the two pieces we're gonna do today. My three colors here, I've got three, are all mixed up with my Valspar Varathane pouring medium mix. And so I think I've got just enough of these colors from when I was playing with them last week. This is the golden fluid, the Nickel Azo Gold. And I think after this, I'm going to just pitch the rest because it's got a lot of lumps in it. I've had to thin that out a few times. And this is the red violet. Got a little bit left, but I think enough for two paintings. There's that one. And then this is the aqua. We've got enough of that one as well. There's that consistency. And now my cell activator. I've only got white today. I'm only going to use one. And this is actually Amsterdam's titanium white. This is mixed with the Australian Floetrout 4:1. You'll see that on the screen. And that's the consistency there. And then my pillow. I think I'm going to have to add more into here. I don't think I have enough for two pieces right down in here. I'll probably just add a little bit more from the can. I've got to open up a new can, but again, this is the Glidden Premium in Satin, and at least you can, I don't know if you can see, whoops, there's the consistency of that. So now I'm going to take you over and show you the canvases we're going to be working with, and then we'll go from there. All right, these are the two canvases we're going to be working with today. I said we were going to do two, and since they were smaller sizes, I figured I could get two in a video. It's been quite some time since I've done full pieces. So I've got a 12-inch round taped up on the back, and then I've got an 11 by 14 also taped up on the back. And we're gonna complete one, and then we'll do, you know, the next one. We're gonna take these both to the bench. We're gonna bloom on them. And then we'll bring it here and we'll spin it out. And then any excess or runoff, we'll kind of make some ribbons or some little transfers here and there. I'm gonna let the paint tell the story on both of these. So we'll see what we get between the original tight style bloom and then, you know, with a little bit of the transfers. So let's go get started. All right, we are gonna do the 12-inch first. So I'm gonna get this loaded up with pillow. Right in the middle there. I want to make sure I have enough that it goes over the sides. I'm so used to doing floating blooms. When I was trying to do over the sides, I didn't have enough paint. So I may have too much paint, but I think that should be enough. I'm going to add just a little bit more. That should be plenty. Another thing with floating blooms versus, you know, regular style blooms where you're going over the edge, you want to use a little bit more pillow. You can spread it out or leave it in the middle, but you just want to make sure it's going to go over the edge. And I notice you want to use more of your colors as well to push it out. When I'm doing the floating blooms, I don't use as much because I don't want it to go all the way to the edge. So this is now a new challenge for me, going back and making sure I have enough paint. So we're going to start, and I might actually have to mix up some more. I'm not sure if I have enough for 2. All right, let's just get that. I'm going to put the nickel azo gold first. And I think I'm going to put a lot of paint down. I got to be careful. There's some chunks in here I don't want to translate into here. Otherwise I'm going to pick it out. I'm going to have to pick it out. All right, that should be enough. I'm definitely going to have to mix up more of this. I thought I would have enough, but then I remember, Jody, you're doing regular blooms, not floating blooms. You're going to need more color. Yeah, definitely going to have to mix up more of that before we do the second piece. I have been messy here. Not worried about it though. All right. I think that should be enough. Now we're going to put the cell activator on, just the white. Put a little bit more, make sure I have enough. All right. Let's blow this out. Whew, that was a lot of lung power, but I got a nice big bloom here that's I think is going to go over really nicely. Let's just put a couple of little modifications. I'm not worried about all this mess. It's going to go off anyways. Let's see here. That should be good. I just want to get this back in the center, and then I'm going to move this over to the spinner box, and we're going to have some fun over there. All right, my spinner is dry here, and normally when I put my bigger canvases on, they don't really fly off. They're pretty heavy, but I'm going to add some pillow paint just here, just so it kind of sticks and doesn't fly. Believe me, I have had it happen. There's our bloom, what we have. Really nice blowout. I'm so excited to see how this turns out. What we can create of this. Just trying to get it as centered as possible. All right, got it affixed on there. Now we're just gonna start spinning, and then I'm gonna also kind of guide it, and I'll add paint as it starts running off too. Ooh, so pretty. Oh my gosh, look at that. All right, I want to to go this way just a little. I've got some runoff, but I want one more spin before we start adding any paint on it. Yeah, I'm gonna grab. Let's see, let's grab a little bit right here. Our spin, and then we'll grab some more. Yes. I think we've got just enough paint off. Oh my gosh. All right. I absolutely love this. This is amazing. So super chaotic. I'm going to move this aside and we're going to do the second piece, the 11 by 14. I do have to mix up more paint and I do like to let them rest for the bubbles. It's going to be a bit bubbly. So you're going to be seeing this at the same time, but it's going to be a few hours in between for me. So I'll be right back. All right. Now we've got our 11 by 14 oval. So I'm going to put down the pillow on here really quick. I did have to mix up more paints. I was trying to get rid of paints and I needed more paint for this, so that's all right. It's a good thing I really like these colors. And then we're gonna do magenta. Actually, that was red violet. This is aqua. Same cell activator. The reason I did that is in case any of it is resting on the side, it kind of has some interest instead of just like, you know, this band here, which I'm okay about this, but sometimes they grow bigger and they kind of annoy me just a little. All right. All right, I'm gonna bring this over to the spinner box and we're gonna spin this out and have some fun with it, and I'll show you up close when we get over there. All right, here we have it. Oh, it's just gorgeous. I can't wait to see how this spins out. Just wanna make sure I got it all in the center here, and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna just spin a few times, and then I'm gonna pick up some of the runoff and kind of put it wherever the paint feels like it needs to go. So let's get this started. Oof. Oh my gosh. I might have to do a floating bloom with these colors. Just saying. Oh gosh. So pretty. All right, I want one more. I need a little bit more runoff before. All right, I'm gonna give this a really good spin. I may not get any runoff from this one. Oh, this is fun. Maybe we'll just leave this. I'm really kind of digging what's happening here with this piece. I might leave it be. I'm kind of glad I put those little, actually I've got some runoff right here I wanna pick up. We might just do just a little. Not as much as we did on the other one. Those were some of the bits that I didn't really like. Everything else I absolutely love. I'm gonna do just one more spin. Just to make sure I have my paint off. Enough paint. Let me lift this and see. Yeah, I've got plenty of paint. You know what? This right here is why I fell in love with the blooms technique in the first place. Besides these tiny little ribbons right here, this is the OG blooms technique, and this is what I fell in love with. And you know what? I'm gonna leave it because this is freaking phenomenal. I love this so much. All right, I'm gonna get cleaned up and I will bring you over for the flyover of this guy. Here is the first piece as a whole. Oh my gosh, it is so super chaotic, but I forgot how much I love, you know, it going over the sides. I did like adding the little runoff transfers. It kind of adds a little twist to the OG bloom, but I think this is my favorite section right here. But this is so much fun. It's super chaotic, but I just love all the movement and the colors that are represented in here. I cannot wait to see how this dries and all those cells just expanding. It's definitely webby cells. So super cool. All right, let's go check out the second one now. All right, here is the second piece. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad that I didn't add ribbons. I didn't have a lot of runoff, and you know, I added enough paint, but I did not want to ruin this. This is what the blooms technique is all about. I'm dying over here. I haven't done one of these in a long time. I love that center. Fingers crossed this dries exactly as you see it wet. I've had a lot of luck with it happening that way, and I've had luck. I've been unlucky where things kind of shift on me, and I think I got enough paint up. But just the color mix, So cool. I can't wait to see both of these dried. So I'll be back once they're dried to show you the dried results. And I'm back to show you how the piece is dried. I'm just going to show you old school, even how I used to do when I was in the basement, just like right here. But first, I wanted to give a special shout out to Louise Lewis. Louise, thank you so much for your generous donation. I really do appreciate it, and I wanted to give you a shout out and just say thank you very much. So with that, I'm going to show you the pieces now. We've got the first one here, which dried beautifully as you saw it wet. I'm gonna kind of I've got all these lights going on in here. I'm trying out different lighting again, so I feel like it's extra bright. But I'm gonna bring it in super close. I mean, all those cells, it just dried amazing. And I mean, I think it can just go any way. Really, it's round. There's so many different ways this could go. No shimmers in any of them. We didn't use any metallics or pigments. But here is the second piece that I decided really not to do the twist to, because I couldn't. I absolutely couldn't. It was just so beautiful. This OG bloom, I mean, I said it before, I'll say it again. This is why I fell in love with the blooms technique when it was first coming around. Just this webbing and just the awesomeness that is this blooms technique. But here I'm gonna kind of show you up close. I kind of spilled over the edges just a little, but oh, so pretty. And this one, I mean, there isn't a bad angle for this either. They both just turned out phenomenally. This was so much fun to do, to go back to the OG blooms. I may have to do that another time or two this year, but I just have so much fun coming up with, new ideas, and I get inspired by other artists and what they're doing, and it's like, ooh, how can I twist that into what I'm doing? So I'm excited for this year. Let me know what you thought of these pieces, how you liked it with or without the twist. What's your favorites? Let me know in the comments below. So with that, thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.